sides of a story. Both sides of a story.
You always need to hear both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session, hour 106.
But to every mind there openeth a way, and way, and a way. A high soul climbs the highway, and the low soul gropes the low. And in between, on the misty flats, the rest drift to and fro. But to every man there openeth a highway and a low, and every mind decideth the way his soul shall go. One ship sails east, and another west, by the selfsame winds that blow. 'Tis the set of the sails, and not the gales, that tells the way we go. Like the winds of the sea are the waves of time, as we journey along through life. 'Tis the set of the soul that determines the goal, and not the calm or the strife. Hey baby, I just got back from town, where the bribes are paid. Honey, they turned my offer down. They say the deal's already made. Now, as it all comes down, the buzzard and the hawks and the buzzard and the mob circle around. Now, king of all the world, will grow in chains to see you free from the rope that binds you and the role you play, and then it binds you while the big ones get away. Love junkies want to run the world. It quickly stays the same. Money junkies hire all the smart ones. Power junkies run the game, one step at a time. Morality Hill. If the bad guys don't get you, baby, then the good guys will. The angels in the play and gangsters in the yard. Hey, don't the work come easy, and don't the boys come hard. Now if I had a way to reach the sky, I'd grab that crescent moon, wield it like a knife to save you from the mines, from the ropes that bind you and the role you play and the brain that hits you while the big ones get away. It's the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, the Decade of Action for Road Safety, and the UN International Decade of Indigenous Languages. It's the 14th day of the third month of 2023, the International Year of Sustainable Mountain Development. Here in Jamaica, in fact, it's the International Year of Millets, not just in Jamaica, but right across the world, according to the United Nations. On this 14th day of the third month of 2023, it's the International Year of Millets. And a millet, as we've repeated on this program, and will continue to repeat throughout the month of March, a millet is a cereal grown in warm countries and regions with poor soils, bearing a large crop of small seeds, which are chiefly used to make flour. 2023 is also the International Year of Dialogue as a guarantee of peace. Here in Jamaica and in the United States, the month of March is being observed as Intellectual Disabilities Awareness Month. Also in the US, March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month, Endometriosis Awareness Month, and Salt Awareness Month. And in the UK, March is also Prostate Cancer Awareness Month and Women's History Month is being celebrated in this month of March. It's Constitution Day in Andorra, Day of Solidarity with South Lebanon in Lebanon, Señor del Cautivo in Peru, Pi Day in the USA, White Day in Japan, the Summer Day Dita Everes in Albania, and Sikhs around the world are marking the start of Sikh New Year. Hoy es martes el 14 de marzo 2023 y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir ambos lados de la historia de las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde aquí 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos. C'est mardi le 14 mars 2023. Et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutent, où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service par une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue. All we're saying is it's Tuesday, the 14th of March, 2023, and we greet you well wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices, and that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to both sides of the story Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome. With angels on the plane and gangsters in the yard. Hey, don't the wars come easy. Don't let the peace come hard. Now, if I had a way to reach the star, I'd grab that crescent moon, wield it like a knife to save you from the mines, from the ropes that bind you and the role you play and the prime that hits you while the big ones get away.
Walk into Marjan's Pharmacy and you will feel better. The service is clearly different. Marjan's Pharmacy, call 876-703-6335. The time by Marjan's Pharmacy is 2:15. Deposit will have insurance. It's an account that comes with assurance. Let me teach you why it's important to have deposit insurance. Just in case your bank crash dead. No need to put your hands for your head. Up to 1.2 million you get for all accounts that's affected. Yeah, what road you can start it? Arthur's party. Pay your mortgage with ease. JDIC is a smart win. Deposits we bring safety. JDIC them protect me. Bank and billing society protected. The flow you must get with. Protect your savings smartly. We urging you to call me. Guarantee you need us. We take banking serious. GDIC, protecting deposits for you and me.
Trangbach tonic wine is made with 100% natural Jamaican blends of herbs and spices formulated to strengthen the back, center the nerves, and enhance your sexual performance. Trangbach tonic wine is available in all major supermarkets and wholesale island-wide. For more information, you can call us 876-749-1286, 876-667-0489, or visit us at 53 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. Trangbach tonic wine. Straighten your back to make your attack.
Your taxes hold me.
Let's get digital this tax season. File and pay your final income tax return for 2022 and estimated return for 2023 due on March 15 with tax support in so many ways. Start connecting with us through our web hub at jamaicatax.gov.jm, customer care center 888 Tax Help, or special taxpayer assistance program tutorials available online. All income tax returns, including individual, must be filed online and on time by March 15. Tax Administration Jamaica, changing the way we do business.
And the role you play. We started out this afternoon with by Ella Wheeler Wilcox, "'Tis the Set of the Sail," or, if you prefer, "One Ship Sails East." That's the way some people remember it, and there are others who remember the title as being "'Tis the Set of the Sail." So either of those identifies the poem itself. "'Tis the Set of the Sail," or "One Ship Sails East," by Ella, E-L-L-A, Wheeler, W-H-E-E-L-E-R, Wilcox, W-I-L-C-O-X. And we paired that piece of poetry with a music of Buffy Saint Marie, a piece entitled, a song, The Big Ones Get Away. Big Ones Get Away by Buffy. Good afternoon to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Morant Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you have downloaded from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free. Listening is free whenever, wherever. We acknowledge those who have dialed a designated number to listen to Power 106 FM from the United States and the United Kingdom. Those in the U.S. who wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM can call 631-359-8281. 631-359-8281. If you're in the United Kingdom and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, your number is 0330-606-0953, 0330-606-0953. We're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook and the search box at top page, type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you too will be able to not just hear, but see what's happening at the studios of Power 106 FM. If you don't have a Facebook account, no sweat, there's always YouTube. You don't need to have an account to access YouTube. All you need is a smart device like a smartphone, tablet, computer, laptop, desktop, any one of those. Then you need internet connection. And more important than internet connection is internet connectivity. One sure way of testing for connectivity is by opening a browser like Google Chrome, for example. And if you're able to browse successfully, more power to you, you're good to go. If not, then you might need to seek assistance. We welcome those who are joining us for the first time, and we thank and appreciate those of you who are always with us. Thank you for making it both 106 FM, still streaming live. Ina's website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. And news coming out of, well, quite a bit happening here. Bail extended for woman accused of fatally stabbing teenager with an ice pick. San Francisco to air Black reparations plan, $5 million per person. This is news coming out of San Francisco, California. That's Northern California. And the story is a controversial draft reparations proposal that includes a $5 million payment for each eligible Black person could make San Francisco the first major U.S. city to fund reparations, though it faces steep financial headwinds and blistering criticism from conservatives. Today's meeting of the San Francisco Board of Supervisors will include a presentation by San Francisco's Advisory Committee, which released its draft report in December. The $5 million per person payment is among more than 100 recommendations, ranging from offering grants to buy and maintain homes in exempting Black businesses from paying taxes. Supervisors can vote to adopt all, none, or some of the recommendations and can change them. Several board members have expressed concerns over the potential hit the lump sum payment and other options would have on the city budget, already facing a shortfall. An estimated 50,000 Black people in San Francisco, but it's not clear how many of them would be eligible for financial reparations. The recommendations lay out a number of possible criteria, such as living in San Francisco during a certain time period and descending from someone incarcerated for the police war on drugs. Critics say the payouts make no sense in a state and a city that never enslaved Black people, Generally, reparations opponents say taxpayers who were never slave owners should not have to pay money to people who were not enslaved. Reparations advocates say that that view ignores a wealth of data and documentation showing how even after U.S. slavery officially ended in 1865, government policies and practices worked to imprison Black people at higher rates, deny access to home and business loans, and restrict where they could work and live. Eric McDonald, chair of San Francisco's African American Reparations Advisory Committee, said he's disappointed by people who don't understand the legacy of U.S. slavery and how structural racism reverberates through institutions today. The Chicago suburb of Evanston became the first U.S. city to fund reparations. The city gave money to qualifying people for home repairs, property down payments, and interest or late penalties due on property in the city. In December, the Boston City Council approved of a reparations study task force. So let's see what comes out of this latest development or these latest developments, and the implications for countries like Jamaica and blocs such as the European Union, etc., etc., etc. So that's that, as we give you just a little taste of some of the stories making the news. Consumers urged to be vigilant when sourcing water during drought. You don't want people to be selling you water that is not potable, Potable, water that is not drinkable. Please be careful. Some of us only care about lining our pockets as opposed to making a difference in service to our fellow citizens. Judge rules attorney and businessman have a case to answer for alleged COVID breach. Well, we haven't heard about these matters in a little while, breaching COVID with all the easing of restrictions that have taken place over the last couple of years. Parish Court Judge Nathalie Creary Dixon has ruled that attorney Orinthia Lawrence and businessman Vivian Dowdy have a case to answer in relation to charges under the Disaster Risk Management Act. The ruling was made on Monday in the St. Catherine Parish Court. As a result, the matter will be tried on May 8. The accused were charged for alleged breaches of the act at the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic. They were allegedly out at a party along the Sligoville Main Road on February 23, 2021, after the stipulated curfew. During the hearing, the defense had argued that the Crown failed to show that the accused acted in contravention of the orders and that the Crown did not establish a prima facie case against Lawrence and Dowdy. However, that argument did not succeed. The defense said the accused will defend their innocence from the witness box. Let's see how that one goes. It may or may not have implications for those who ran into COVID-19 restriction roadblocks. Let's see how that goes. And continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, here on Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. Text lines as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. Good afternoon to Norman Hines in St. Thomas. Hello to the Jamaican American Association of Central Florida. Hope all is well. Faye Weller, good afternoon to you too. Nicola in Central Jamaica, good afternoon. Jacqueline Simmons, good afternoon. Blessings to you too. Thank you very much for making it both 6 FM. Over on YouTube, good afternoon to you too. Sean Ash says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan. Just tuning in from London. Asha Ash in London, England. Ricardo in Glengoff, St. Catherine. Shouting out all listeners from across the world as usual and thanking God for life. Good afternoon, he says. Good afternoon, Ricardo. Thank you very much for joining us here on both sides of the story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. And I'm sure I know why David Crossburn is calling us right now. I'm almost 100% sure I know why he's calling us. But first, we have a break coming up here on your program, both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. Let's take the break and come back with more in just a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now 2:30.
Both sides of the story.
Do you have a title for your land? Are you thinking about buying or selling land? How much is your property worth? Tune in to Both Sides of the Story with Dervan Malcolm on Power 106 FM every last Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. for The NLA and You, a program that examines the National Land Agency's role in building an efficient and
I'm going to need 2 more of those things. You have any more over there?
That's The NLA and You on Both Sides of the Story with Dervan Malcolm every last Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. The National Land Agency. One agency, one goal, committed to serve you better.
Thanks.
Dr. Jackie Campbell is on call this and every Wednesday evening at 8 with Powering Your Health. Powering Your Health is Power 106 FM's flagship program dedicated to health and wellness. Your one-stop place to power a healthy lifestyle. How can we help you to power your health? You can reach the show anytime by calling 876-922-411225 or by sending a text or WhatsApp message to 876-279-8598. Brought to you by Benson Pharmacy and Wellington Dental. That's Powering Your Health. Powerful health and wellness discussion and interaction. This and every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Only on Power 106 FM.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. Let's say hello, good afternoon, and welcome now to David Crossburn on our text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. Good afternoon, Mr. Crossburn. How are you?
A very pleasant good afternoon to you, Sir Dervan. Thanks very kindly for giving me the opportunity to be on your listeners just to talk a little on the reparation issue that you mentioned.
Yes, that's exactly what we expected you to talk about. Go ahead.
Yeah. However, before I go into that, I must tell you thanks for being such a wonderful umpire. Your umpiring skills is enormous. Your adjudication on the call, the St. William Grant Park was excellent. Was so excellent. I just made mention to it that this is an area that we need to look at, that we could pattern something at the St. William Park, like the Marvin Alley. I did not really say Marvin Alley is connected to St. William Grant. I was really making the point that something at the Marvin Alley Museum could be replicated at St. William Grant.
Right.
So thanks for how well you handled the matter. But moving beyond that, I just want to say a a big thanks to Caribbean Airlines.
Yes.
They have a wonderful, they really have an excellent operations.
Yes.
And I really salute them. Yeah, my experience traveling from Guyana back to Jamaica, it was excellent and on point. 5 o'clock, they left Guyana 5 a.m. on time. Was in Trinidad by 6 o'clock. And we left Trinidad by 8 o'clock, precisely on time. And came in Jamaica at 10 o'clock.
We're happy to hear that.
But beyond that, my wife is said to the footballing team from Trinidad, ensure that you don't beat up our team, you know. The Trinidadian football player said, why not? We are going to whip them. So hope that they don't reverse, you know, and that we reverse the game with them this evening.
Well, we'll see how that unfolds.
We will see. Okay. All right. Yeah, man. Guyana, I would like, Dervan, that we establish a working group for the Guyana-Jamaica relationships. There's a lot of opportunities, and we'd really like for us as a country to cash in on some of these operations, not only for ourselves, but for the whole region. Because when I look at the breakfast that they serve coming down, I'm saying to myself, why could not this breakfast be served in all our schools? Use that, scale up the way, you know, just multiply that up and serve the whole region. You know, that our people, we solve this problem of undernourishment and so on in our region, you know, and standardize this. Because to me, it's in our grasp to do this.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Let's get it done. Sorry, go ahead.
Moving on to the reparations. I'm so happy that you brought that up. Because most of the groundwork is done already now. It's just for us now, as a country, as Jamaicans, to put our situation together. Because in the last Rex Nicholford, Professor Arnold Patterson, lecturer, gave the Rex Nicholford lecture. And in his lecture, he pointed out that 6 million Jamaicans died in the genocide there. Because it was 350,000 people in 1834. The population was 350,000 slaves. But based on the amount of slaves that came, the population should be 6 million. Therefore, straight and by way of genocide, which we are so happy that the lady who you mentioned there, Lady Roosevelt, she pushed for genocide to be accepted as a term in the United Nations. So we must salute her and thank her for the leadership and the vision that she had to work on the United Nations to accept the word genocide as a term, and other countries benefited from it. So we in Jamaica must benefit from those 6 million people. That alone. Then to add to that now, if you look at the report from the United Nations Committee on Reparation by Justice Robinson. Justice Robinson is saying that the amount of money for the reparation amounts to 106 trillion, of which Jamaica is entitled to about $6 trillion. So I'm saying that we should ensure that we put a proposal together that these three 6 trillion be paid over one generation. I don't know if I'm jumping the gun, but I think it will be difficult for them to pay it in less than about 30 years. We'll give them 30 years to pay it. So that would mean it would be about 230 billion per year. If we divide it in 30 installments.
Sounds like you have it all worked out.
I use our contribution to World War I. At the end of World War I, Dervan, you must get that document and look at it. It said at World War I, at the end of World War I, Jamaica passed the War Damage Repair Act of 1918, and we repaid England £60,000 per year for 40 years. 40 years at 60,000. It's in there.
So it's not only Haiti that suffered that kind of indignity.
No. You can find it in
my copy of the book. Go ahead.
In the Gleaner 2014 anniversary book. It's in there, I saw it.
Okay.
That they paid. But at the Gleaner, there's a long full act and everything about the payment. The Gleaner, it is in the Gleaner archives. And in closing, one other thing you have to look at in the Gleaner archives, they call up from St. Elizabeth. I don't remember his name now. Ask you for some information. And you said you were going to research it for him. Crocs. A starting point that you could use is the Gleaner 1926 and 1927. From about June to September 1926 and June to September 1927. A very excellent expose is there. You have to put that in your library as well. Okay. It's from a gentleman, Upton. He used to live at Monimus. He lived and owned a section of Monimus and used to write extensively to the Gleaner from Monimus. So he gave a good outline of all the Clarendon situation. And then he tell you about a school that was established from in the early 1800s up in the hills of Clarendon, up in Crofts Hill. And it's an important information for your library. Put those two documents together, Dervan. I beg you to do that. There's a lot of information in it. And thanks for hearing me and enjoy the program. And may God continue to bless you richly.
You're very kind. Thank you very much for the call.
Yeah, all the very best.
Same to you. Take care. Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaner's website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5, 876-922-4112 to 5, text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. Good afternoon, Salah. Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Hello, Dervan.
Yes, good afternoon. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Dervan. What?
I am fine, thanks. And I'm hearing too much of your radio in the background.
Turn it down and turn it off, man.
Right, good. Thank you. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Dervan. I have a question to ask. I want to ask about the people that in the media, like yourself and, who do talk show. Are they above criticism?
Not at all. Far from it.
But you know, see, that's what's happening. Because yesterday, I was listening to Dean Jackson Miller, and this regular caller, Metro from Portmore, calling to talk about, you know, some people in the media who champion the JLP cause. They big up the JLP for most things.
And before you go on, Salah, that people are free to do that if they choose to do that, you know. It will tell you something about people who do that without a doubt. And you might have an opinion of people who do that. But such is the nature of a democracy, when not every country in the world has that luxury in terms of its citizens being able to express themselves politically and otherwise. That's something to treasure.
I don't have a problem with that, you know, because, you know, I hear both sides calling and express their feelings and things like that. But the problem that I have with them yesterday.
No, but hold on now. You have to be careful how you're now using this program to get through to Dion Jackson Miller. I would humbly suggest hold the line, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:45.
Farmers, you spoke, we listened. Caribbean Chemicals Jamaica is filling your need for drought-tolerant, high-yielding, certified seeds from No New and Namdari. Our crop care guides help you achieve early maturity, maximum yield, and minimum pests and diseases. Call us at 876-757-0022. Like and follow us at Caribbean Jam or WhatsApp 876-401-4766 for more information. No New and Namdari seeds available at farm stores island-wide. Ask for it.
Your taxes hold. Let's get digital. This tax season, file and pay your final income tax return for 2022 and estimated return for 2023 due on March 15 with tax support in so many ways. Start connecting with us through our web hub at jamaicatax.gov.jm, customer care center, 888 tax help, or special taxpayer assistance program. Tutorials available online. All income tax returns, including individual, must be filed online and on time by March 15. Tax Administration Jamaica, changing the way we do business.
Your health is key to your wealth. Suffering from muscle, joint, neck, back, and other pain? The Rehabilitation Institute of the Caribbean, in association with Winchester MRI, Immune Active Denk, and Almighty Studios present Rehabilitation Now, a 30-minute feature on physical medicine and rehabilitation for persons overcoming pain or dysfunction from injury or disease that affects muscles, tendons, nerves, and joints. Rehabilitation Now. Physician Dr. Paula Dawson and host Alicia Taylor airs every Friday at 3:30 p.m. during Both Sides of the Story with Dervan Malcolm on Power 106. Free your body from aches and pain with Rehabilitation Now on Power 106 FM.
Yes, Salah. Thank you very much for holding. So if you need to criticize or comment on or question something that Dion Jackson Miller said, I'd humbly suggest that you use the opportunity of the call-in segment of her program to do that. What's that?
Because this is the problem I have now. Because you can't get through to her. As far as I know, you people are in the public domain. So you become a public figure. So if something happened and I want to discuss it on other program.
No, you're free to discuss it on other programs, but not this one. Because that's not how we operate. If you want to criticize, no, I'm saying to you, if you want to criticize Dion Jackson Miller is on radio every day, 5 days a week. And there's a discussion segment. Hold on. Apart from accepting text messages, she also accepts calls. So you are free to call into her program. You're free to try to reach her. You can do that as well. But
affair.
Yeah, but you don't have to get a person at RGR, at least as far as we're aware, to Friday, 5 to maybe 7 or 7:30. So that's what we would suggest that you do, though.
Yes. So why if I want to criticize the Prime Minister, I need to go to Parliament to criticize the Prime Minister or criticize the opposition?
No, the Prime Minister and Dion Jackson Miller are not one and the same.
But they are in the public domain just the same. So if she says something or if that matter.
So you deal with it in that domain.
No, but you can't get to. So why can I discuss the matter of public interest?
Because I didn't hear any. I didn't hear this the situation, the conversation, the encounter. I didn't hear any of that. So I can't. You can't. I can't.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. The Metro was the one who brought up the conversation about Emily. And she decided, say, well, boy, if he continue to call Emily name, she go and cut him off. She threatened to cut him off.
Yeah, but that's how she but she makes that choice, and she makes that choice over whether how far. The program is still these programs are operated within the confines of law, regulations, appropriateness, etc., etc. Yes.
Dervan, there was nothing about what Metro was saying. Nothing slanderous, nothing derogatory. Just normal discussion.
Well, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. So we can't try that case here. I didn't hear it.
No, but I'm telling you what happened. I'm not lying.
No, I'm not. I'm not
I just
saying.
want to know for clarification. If
I would humbly suggest that it would make for very good radio, Dion Jackson Miller, and discuss the matter with her during her program.
Well, just as,
in other words, I'm saying, just as though you can pick up the phone and call me, you can pick up the phone and call Dion Jackson Miller as well.
I know that, but sometimes because with the program, when I hear, I have a problem with even Emily the same, because I try to reach her most time. You can't get her. So sometimes what I have to do is maybe send her a tweet.
Well,
she doesn't read text messages again because our program is so packed.
Well, you have options. You have options. I would humbly suggest that you use up those options. It really would make more sense for you to directly put forward your position, your questions, your criticisms to the individual.
Yes, what the conclusions I come to is like, people who is doing these talk shows, they feel that they are above criticism. So you must criticize them.
No, I can't make a pronouncement. Hold on. I can't make a pronouncement on that again because I didn't hear any of the discussion or conversation or engagement that you had with Mrs. Jackson Miller.
I didn't me. I said it wasn't me. It's Metro.
Yeah.
The one a regular caller from Baltimore.
Yeah, well, between you and Metro, you'd have to find a way to get.
When they say things where you feel applaudable, you can applaud them. But once they say things that not pleasant or where you don't like, you shouldn't say anything.
Well, you are free. You are free to draw whatever conclusion you want to. But as far as I'm aware, these talk shows remain quite open. You are free to call in. You are free to send text messages. You are free to send WhatsApp messages. And you are free to call off air to ask to speak to the person. It doesn't necessarily mean that the person will be available, but that's one of the options in there as well.
Well, it's a public Shushan. I don't want to call off here if you talk to her. I want to say it on the ear. That's what if there's something that hurt.
No, but I didn't list that as one option. You have options.
And there was nothing, that anyone will say that, libelous or,
But I'm saying to you, if you feel that strongly about it, put it in writing. You can write to the editor of the Gleaner as well, You can put it in writing. You can call the talk show. You can express yourself on the talk show.
Sometimes we have to wonder about his talk show host, because I remember 2016 thereabout, when you have the East Portland by-election. There was a talk show who was telling people that if you want to talk about your party, you have to pay for it.
Yeah, and there's nothing to stop them from saying that.
What foolishness is this? Him don't know that is the same calling people who maybe why have a job there. Because if people not calling to your show.
No, hold on. There are different dimensions and different expressions and terms, etc. Now, if somebody, what happens all the time or invariably, when you have a caller to a program who consistently touts his or her political party, then invariably, or from time to time, you would hear a host saying, hold on now, you're going to have to start paying for these free advertisements for your party, or something like that.
We understand that because sometimes when you say that it was maybe not serious, but what I'm saying, he started mentioning that he going to cut them because if you want to,
and there is nothing to stop. There is nothing.
You have to pay for it.
Yeah, but there's nothing illegal. There's nothing illegal about that. There's nothing illegal about that.
But Dervan, it's politics run Jamaica, It's politics run Jamaica.
And therefore,
when it comes to politics time,
yes,
you should never deny anyone from both sides.
Yeah, but we have multiple talk shows in Jamaica. No one, there's nothing that says you must talk to this talk show host or that talk. There are multiple talk shows and talk show hosts in Jamaica. You have options.
Yes, you have options, but look here. It's not all talk show hosts, it's not all talk show program that get the kind of listenership. So you want to talk to somebody mess where everybody hear you. You don't want to talk to a radio station where it's only you and the host listening.
So you are, but you sound like you are doing it the way the people in sales and marketing does this kind of thing, where they check around for the markets and see which shows are the popular ones, and they make sure they properly position themselves and their brands on the ones that they regard as being popular.
Yes.
So, right. But a part of the price you might have to pay is an inability to talk to a host who is not prepared to take it beyond that point. Yet that host hosts a program that enjoys excellent listenership. So you have to decide what you want.
I just like to let them know that is politics run Jamaica. And if especially these small people, they are the one who really have this program going on, because none of the uptype people them not calling talk show.
Yeah, well, a survey was done many years ago. I think. Hold on. Sounds like the dogs are going berserk. Sounds like the dogs in your background are going berserk. Yes, they sound like they're getting off.
Well, far enough. We cross over one yard over the road, and it's really loud.
Yeah. Anyway, the choice is yours. You're free to choose. But as I said, it is not. It is. I don't think it is appropriate for you to have an issue with another talk show host and then bring it to me for me to adjudicate on that matter. I just can't do that. That's.
I am not asking to adjudicate on it. I'm just highlighting what, and I think some of these policy that you have need to change. It's just like one time ago. Come on your station and call the next radio station.
Well, not Power FM, not Power 106 FM. We over the years we have been the one radio station that never hesitated to call other stations' names. This group has had an issue with that, and so they made it clear as a policy at some point. But yeah.
Everybody listen to everyone. Everyone listen to everyone. So when me hear and this host, him have a way of telling people that if you don't hear it on his program, that means it's not true. No. We get past these things now. Nothing wrong if you want to call an station name.
Yeah. All right. We have to go to the break. We're on the break. Thank you very much for the call. Please call Dion Jackson Miller.
Contractors, developers, and small builders. Contact Coast to Coast Group of Companies for high-quality concrete products. The time by Coast to Coast Group of Companies is
3 o'clock.
Hey baby, I just got back in town. The vibes are good.
That's right.
Turn my heart down.
Absolutely. Hold on, let me see. Tomorrow, is it?
Just be free. The ropes that bind you and the role you play and the pride that hooks you while the big ones get away.
Sir, I'm just confirming the interview is for tomorrow, right? Yeah, good. No problem. Thanks. Okay, good.
Money junkies lying all smart ones. Power junkies run the game, one step at a time.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on our program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Good afternoon to those just joining us. Velta Wilson in St. Thomas, good afternoon to you. Blessings to you too. Quincy Brown, it's been a while. Good to see you. He says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Keep up the good work. Tuned in from the Cayman Islands. Welcome, Quincy Brown from the Cayman Islands. Kermit Gentle says, hi, Dervan. Salah is not being fair to Dion. And going on. Right. But again, this is what I would suggest, Kermit, is when you get an opportunity, send the message to beyond the headlines, or you can call. That's all I'm saying. If you have an issue with the host or something else to do with the program, deal with it in that space. That's all we're saying. But we're really not into the Carrigo Brincom thing. You know, Carrigo Brincom. We're not into that. And we really should be emboldened and empowered enough to be able to step forward and take a position, or to put forward a position, to agree or to disagree, or even if you can't agree, well, the least you can do is to agree to disagree, and you move on. But there's nothing to prevent a host from taking a position that says, I am sorry, I'm not going down that road, or I am sorry, we're not going to entertain that discussion, or whatever else. That host is in charge of the program at the time that that program is being broadcast or aired. Let's go to the phone lines once again, 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm.
Good afternoon. Oh, Mr. Robinson. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
How's the electronic Bible, the digital Bible, the talking Bible? Is it working?
I have it.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that guess what put in the battery yet?
Oh, so
that is something that I don't.
What kind of battery or batteries?
I am trying to find where to put the battery, but I don't figure it out as yet.
Oh.
So.
And you didn't have anyone who could help you at the time when you took it out?
My parents took me to church, and that somebody can help me.
Okay.
And tonight we'll have a evangelistic series tonight, and so I can go with it.
All right.
And can have it. But I just want to say thanks to Mark.
Yes.
Yes, I want to thank him very much, and for what he has done.
Yes.
And for paying it for it to come down and for me to get it. Thank you very much.
Yes.
And, thank you, Mr. Malcolm, for taking the time to go and.
Sure, no problem. Thanks to the team from Mail Pack, I think it is. That's the brand, Mail Pack. They were quite efficient.
Yes.
Yes.
I was trying to call yesterday to tell you thanks, but I wasn't getting to it. At that time, I was talking to Sean.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and there was something. I will call on it. But the thing I'm having is that, as I said, that the network, the digital network is down in my area.
Uh-oh.
So I cannot mechanic call from a phone from a digital number.
What, the phone is dead?
Yeah, no, well, it is not dead. This is the phone I'm using now.
Oh, okay.
Because this phone uses both flow and digital.
Oh, got you.
Right, so I'm the flow number. Okay, but the number is changed, so when I come off, I'm gonna talk to the manager, program manager, and give him the number, the one I'm using now. Because I buy a new chip.
Okay.
Right. Although that one Mark sent was not the one I was really talking about, but I still appreciate this one.
Well, what's the difference? What's the difference between this one and the one you really wanted?
The other one that I wanted was the one that it shapes like a Walkman, as I said. It shapes like a Walkman, and it has the button on it that I said, like as I said, if you play the Bible, I had in Genesis, you can just, if you want chapter 20, you just punch 20.
And it comes up.
And it comes up.
Oh.
That is the one.
What? And the one that you actually got now, that one is able to do what? How is it?
It has some things where you have the power button. You have a setup button like the one to scroll. And I not really figure it out.
Yeah, because you're still trying to get used to it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but I like that one still. Like the one that you said.
Well, keep us posted and let us know how it goes. If you get the opportunity tonight to check it out and see what kind of batteries it uses, etc.
But one thing, when I didn't say to Mark, the chip, they were supposed to have a memory card It's supposed to come with a memory card.
Oh.
But I don't find any memory card in the box or anything.
Uh-oh. I hope it's stuck in the box somewhere.
Yes. So.
And depending on this, it's a memory card that you could maybe buy at a cell phone.
But I'm wondering if Bible a society have a memory card. I don't know.
Could maybe give them a call to find out.
Yes, I would like them numbers to do that. And think I would like to because the version of the Bible that I really need is the New English version.
What you got, King James?
Yeah, well, I don't have King James, but I don't know. I only know it has the New English version.
Oh.
That's what I know it has. Right?
So what's the name of that place again? Bible Society?
Yeah. But they have, I think, them sell different, but I don't know if them have it on memory card and things. And I would love to know that. And then I'll take it from.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm glad for it. I'm thankful for it.
Okay.
Thankful. And all those who are some with the person who will look for it online on Amazon, thank you very much. That lady that who stepped forward first and said that she would like to assist. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much for the kindness toward me.
Yes.
Thank you very much. May God continue to bless you.
And blessings to you too.
Yes, and so, but Mr. Malcolm, there is another problem I'm having. I went to town last week, Monday, with a friend, and I bought a chip. I don't know if there's something that is going on, but I bought a floor chip, as I say. And when I bought it, they told me, because I said I was going to buy some credit and put on it. They told me, Mr. Malcolm, that I'm going to get $500 worth of credit. And today, up until today,
oh dear.
All I got was credit.
What they promised you $500 credit as a.
No, when you buy a new chip, then say that you will just buy $500 worth of credit to get.
Oh. No.
I don't get it.
Oh, no.
Don't get it and I'm not me alone, because my aunt said the same thing happened to her. That she bought one and they told her the same thing and she don't get it. Right? The lady that went with me, she bought it also and she don't get any credit either.
People seem to be having issues. Let me see, because I saw a message. I saw a message from, don't remember who it was. I actually took a picture of it, but why am I not seeing it now? Oh, here we go. With someone who says, this is from Charles. He says, Dervan, when are we going to do away with cell companies that seize our credit immediately after plans expire? Their explanation for this behavior makes no logical sense. And he also says they not only seize all credit after the plan expires, but as soon as you top up again, they seize it. Their explanation that something about used up on data, but why would charges become so expensive? So there seem to be some issues. Have you asked for the opportunity of speaking with a supervisor or someone in a senior position to explain to them what happened to you?
Well, those who bought it from, the person who bought it from, they came out of the store and they were selling it on the street.
Oh.
Right?
Oh, wow.
So they're the ones, because I was heading to the store that it was on, so but they were out there.
So you took a shortcut, in a manner of speaking.
Right.
Oh dear.
And so forth, and so forth. And because at the time, I never have my ID, because I thought I had it. Because I go into the thing, the folder with the TRN and thing. But I remember that my brother had the ID, so I got it from him. So, I decided I was going to go back and give it to them, supposed to get a number of it.
Oh.
And so forth. And so I was wondering if that was the reason, because I even called a customer care representative. Right?
And this is remind us, this is Digicel or Flow? Flow. Because I realize that Flow has gone big time into sort of retailing, selling credit on the streets. You see them in their blue shirts at Halfway Tree Square and elsewhere, downtown, Crossroads, etc. So they might very well be legit, but I know some of us have a tendency of taking advantage of people too. If we see an opportunity, we hope that's not what happened to you.
That is what I'm saying too, because I don't understand.
And you don't have any contact details for the person?
No.
Oh,
I don't have it.
But is the chip actually working?
Yeah, man. That's why this is the one I'm talking.
That's you're using now.
Right now.
Okay.
Yes. That's why I say I'm gonna give this number. I'm gonna leave this number when I'm coming off.
Okay.
So someone come, I just don't know. I don't want to say anything wrong. I don't want to say it's like it's them steal it or whatever. I don't know. I can't say what is it.
Yes.
But I just want to know the manager. I need to talk and say what happened.
Yeah, it would be good if you can get a hold of someone from the company to tell them what happened, to be specific in terms of the day or date, the time, and what the person said. Did they say anything that would cause the supervisor to recognize that this is a legitimate transaction?
Right. Well, I was planning to go.
All right. If you're able to hold, please hold, but we have to break again. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:15.
Know what I count, yeah. Hey, me count, you count. Census say all of we count. Hey, you count, me count. Census say all of we count. Information needed to develop the community. Them scouts them out and I get the reports. So don't bother hide when you see them.
Data collection for the census continues. Cooperate with the census takers as they complete this important national exercise. You count, me count.
You are an exporter, helping to elevate the face of our international. But in order to do that, and all the other tasks on your list, you need someone that understands you. We know that finding adequate collateral as a SME can sometimes be challenging, which is why we've partnered with our friends at JMB to bring you the EXIM Export Guarantee to give you that extra collateral support where you may need it. Call EXIM Bank to find out more about the EXIM Export Guarantee. EXIM Bank. By helping businesses, we save lives and livelihood.
Just to say you're free.
Yes, Mr. Robinson, I'll allow you the opportunity to wrap.
Yes, so I don't know. I'm really frustrated about the whole thing. But I was planning to go today. And I'm even right now standing here, well dressed and everything to go, but the person was to come with me hasn't come as yet. And I don't think it will be possible for the rest of the
afternoon.
Yes. So probably I'll have to go another day.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, give it a try and let me know how it goes.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks.
All right, so
thanks for the call.
Take care of yourself and
you too.
We'll talk again. I'm going to give the person the number.
Yes, hold the line, please. Davin, just take this number. Just WhatsApp it to me, Mr. Robinson's number, please. Thanks. Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Kermit says, he sent us a follow-up message, essentially not to try the case here, but he says, I am, the initial message that we started reading and then stopped. He said, hi, Dervan, Salah is not being fair to Dion. He's doing the same thing that Metro did, and she told him just what you just said to him. And Kermit goes on to say, no, I'm saying that the same thing you told Salah was the same thing Dion told Metro. So that's Kermit's input, having apparently listened at the time. Errol in, where's Errol now? This is Errol in New Jersey, saying, good day, Dervan and all listeners. Dervan, what's the name of your theme song today? It's called The Big One's Getaway. The Big Ones Getaway by Buffy Saint Marie. Let's see if we can send it to you. But that's the title. So we're going to send this at Errol Cross. The Big One Getaway by Buffy Saint Marie. There we go. Hope you got that, Errol Cross. Mikey Jarrett says, Tuesday afternoon blessings and blessed love, my brother Dervan Malcolm from Brooklyn, New York. Always good to hear from you, Mikey Jarrett in Brooklyn, New York. All the very best. Keep those messages coming in. We appreciate your input. Donovan Campbell says, good day, Mr. Malcolm and listeners. Thank God for life. Thank you, Donovan, for messaging us. And let's go now to Sean. And if we get the kind of noise we normally get from Sean, we're going to have to end it as quickly as possible. Just so you know, Sean. Good afternoon. Go right ahead, please.
Good afternoon, Uncle Dervan Malcolm. How are you doing, sir?
I am fine, thanks. And you?
I'm great so far. I was about to debate about this last issue yesterday that I was about to talk about it yesterday. It is that thing that always have issues with curse words. Why, Uncle Dervan, can I ask you a question? Why they cannot ban the curse words in Jamaica? That is so nasty and disgusting. That's what always have problems with curse words.
Well, technically speaking, there is no such thing as a bad word. Technically speaking, what happens is that a society makes a determination. The society is engaged in what is called, or so-called curse words, are what are described as social conduct. Society makes a decision. Is bad. This one is, etc. And then those who live are expected to toe the line, or to carry that, comport themselves accordingly. So technically speaking, there's no such thing as a bad word, but it's a society that creates a social construct to say these expressions are inappropriate and should not be used in public. So that's really what that is. But there are those of us who have never ever had reason to use those words. Never. I've never had to use those words. But that's, I don't have any use for them. I would like to think I have more than enough words to use rather than have to reach for expletives. But so it is. But it's obviously not appropriate for, we don't expect our children to be running around. Although these days, it's pretty normal to hear children of high school age usually, and in some instances, even primary school and early childhood, using these expressions. But it sometimes is a function of the environment and what children hear around them, whether it's being blasted on a component set or a sound system, or it is being played on a radio in a household, in a community, or I don't know about television, but the fact of the matter is that the society has established that children shouldn't be using those words. Sadly, it is that is out the window now, because when I interact, I'm in certain spaces and just hear. I like to listen. So I'm in certain places and I'm quietly listening, and you hear students chanting. There's a man I knew when I was a child who used to refer to such people as bad word merchant. He used to say, bad word merchant. Right.
Yes. Hold on a second, guys. I love to listen to you guys when you talk to me all the time. I love to listen to you guys when you guys talk to me. Especially when they listen to music with curse words, they have to stop them from saying those words when those songs are played on the radio, like the dancehall music. You always tell me that the music is not the problem; it is the lyrical content. It's the problem.
Yeah, and we already are supposed to have gatekeepers. We're supposed to have gatekeepers. Whomever is responsible, whether as a host of a program or as a supervisor, producer, etc., depending on the position, you should be able to filter what is coming through the airwaves, because Power 106, for example, is known as a free-to-air radio station. It's free to air. There are no restrictions. It's accessible. And you have free-to-air television as well. So it's not restricted. When you hear the term free-to-air, it's not restricted. It's wide open. And when it is like that, it has to be properly policed and properly filtered to protect those who are listening, actually.
Yes, especially when you go to public places, you hear people curse words in those public places. Not do that.
Well, it's really up to them and their sense of what is decorum. And if it gets out of hand, then that is where usually a senior person or a security personnel gets involved and escorts the person from the building, the offender from the building. There is that too.
Yes.
But these days, as I said, people use them quite liberally. They tell police bad words, so-called bad words, and that's not supposed to happen either. All right, here we go now. Sounds like time to bring it to a close. Sean, thank you very much for the call.
Hold on a second. You hear me now? You hear me?
Yeah, Sean, but we can't keep doing this. Either you're going to get some assistance with the children, but we can't just
this conversation quickly.
In the middle of it. Not a problem hearing you. The problem is the children. This is where they get a kick out of it. They're children. They know that when you're going to be on the phone, they come there and make noise, and they do it.
Okay.
It's something that children do. So you have to help them. You have to help them by calling us. Call us from a space where they can't hear you and they can't see you to know that you're there. Once they know you're on, they want to get on the radio too, so they start making noise in the background. It happens all the time. It's been happening for quite a while now. Go ahead, Sean. Go ahead.
I want to finish this conversation quickly. No, persons, teenagers must be 18 to curse those words, because people only use those curse words when they are angry, frustrated, disappointed. People are free to curse. People are free to express themselves. We are human beings.
We hear you loud and clear.
Yes, thank you for having me on the program this afternoon. You are Mr. Intellectual and Mr. Educational and Mr. Professor.
Thanks for the call. Take care.
Good to talk.
Same here. Yep. Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Good afternoon.
Well, I have two things I need to talk about. The first is the poor in Jamaica. Why are the poor without respect, both by politicians, both by the same poor as themselves?
We don't know if it's a situation that it's right across the board and it's because they are poor while they're being treated.
If one wrote a letter to any politician, they never replied. The only time a politician see the poor as anything is when they need a job. They come to them and ask them to give them the job, and they abandon them until they're ready to give them employment again. They go back to them and forget about them.
Well, what we have to do is to try to empower our people and give them a greater sense of self and a greater sense of purpose, and even a sense of discernment, so that they can identify those who mean them well and those who don't, and stick to those who mean them well and spurn those who don't mean them well.
Yeah, the second thing, Mr. Malcolm.
Yes.
If you went in the supermarket to buy eggs, you don't see three sizes of eggs. You see eggs and you buy eggs. In other places you go, you see small eggs for different price, medium eggs for different price, and large eggs for different price. In Jamaica, you pay one price, and when you get a tray of egg and you come home, it's just like a bird eggs.
Well, what I generally do, I'm not sure how many people do this, but if I go to buy eggs, I have to lift up every single one of them, every single one, every single egg. I don't just take up a tray.
You look for breakage, but in Jamaica there is only one egg in it, pure small eggs, just like the four.
Yeah, well, shop around. It's not just one. It's not just one farm that produces eggs. It's not just one farm. It's several farms, and so by all means, police the product before purchasing.
Because Jamaican have one thing: money can't eat. And I don't know if them going to the supermarket, them can just walk in and pick up something without money. To do not protect their money at all, them just spend like them don't care about it.
Hold a moment, please.
Help us protect Jamaica's borders. Tell us about any illegal guns coming through customs-controlled areas. Call Crime Stop at 311. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
3:30.
Thanks for holding. Please continue. Yeah, and the next thing, Mr. Malcolm.
Yes.
I live in Portmore. We have an intersection at Bridgeport and Westport Boulevard. This is a dead trap.
Why do you say that?
I am asking. There's a lot of accidents, lot of death, lot of hitting down signs, hitting down walls. I am trying over and over with the representative over here to get that traffic light. I was told that no one traffic light. They don't think Mr. Shaw would put up him as traffic light.
No, it's not. It's not for Mr. Shaw to say. By the way, he's just a mouthpiece.
I said, okay, if we cannot get a traffic light, give us a four-way stop sign. This don't cost maybe $1,000 to done. And Mr. Malcolm, this road and the causeway, you have a speed limit at 70. And Marcus Garvey drive, you have a speed limit at 50. This road here, motorists drive down the 100 miles an hour, and it is between the people in Garvey Mead, Westmead, Westport, Bridgeport have to use that road. That's where we get on the bus, get off the bus, you have to use it daily. And no one will do nothing, not even to put up a speed trap there. That road can get safe. I would like all who are listening to this program today to try and to assist us that we get a traffic light. We have a speed limit posted, and it cannot continue like that. People just die. People are being done.
Well, for what it's worth, some new energy government positions in the municipality of Port. I was watching the news. Was it last night or this morning? I was watching the news, and there are a couple of newcomers at the local government level, and I'm saying now would be a good time for those who are going to be coming around now and seeking your vote. Now would be a good time to outline for them what you think should be the priorities of the division or the constituency, or both.
I thought the mayor over here would have engineer company to see put up stoplight and stop sign, and I was told that all these things have to be done by NWA. I pay enough. Sometimes I'm rip off. Sometimes I pay him land tax twice.
How come?
I pay online, and when I went over times again, I was told that they cannot sign it because sometimes I print off the receipt and I don't know where I put it. So when I went again, them say you didn't pay for this year, and I paid. Have to pay twice.
No, but this is.
I remember once I went over there, I was charged for paying 2 years. One time, I was have to pay penalty. I complained. I wrote to the head office in New Kingston and telling them that I would like to get back the money that I pay for the penalty, because I don't see the reason if I pay 2-year tax 1 year, why should I pay a penalty? They doesn't have the respect to even reply back to me and say they receive my letter. Not even that. I would really like to know Portmore pay the most money for tax, land tax, and it doesn't spend here. It's time the government allow the parish council to spend tax money. In other cities around the world, land tax is spent by the council, not by the government.
But do you think there's likely to be a difference with the government touting the establishment of a 15th parish, making Portmore the 15th parish of Jamaica? Do you think that will make a difference?
It won't make a difference. I don't see how Portmore could become a parish when you don't have facilities. If you want to go to an office, you have to go all the way to Ripon Road or Spanish. What is it? We don't have nothing over here. We don't have us. We don't have nothing. So why want to make this be a parish when there is nothing here? We get no service. We doesn't get my bus service. 3 hours you stand up at a bus stop here, morning and evening, midday, before we get a bus.
Well, we're really sorry to hear of your plight, but this is the reason why you elect representatives, whether at the local level or the national level. That's the idea.
Mr. Malcolm, that's why I said they all come like a sheep when they need the work. Once they get the work, they forgot you. Until when time comes for renewal, everybody return. And it's full-time Jamaican learn sense said, these are not the people that helping us. You cannot talk to them. If you, for instance, I notice, if you ask certain minister a question, he face change. He don't want to answer you. He look down on you and see you as nothing.
Well, when he comes to you for a vote, do the same way. Do the same thing. Give him the same look. Give him the same look. Right. No, seriously.
Yeah. The next thing, Mr. Malcolm.
Yes.
The people that is the first defense of germs in Jamaica, people treat them like they are nothing. I do not understand. I was standing at my gate and I see one of these
the sanitation workers?
Sanitation workers go to a lady house and said, can I get some water? She said, no, I don't have any water.
Uh-oh.
And after that after I leave, I went to the lady. I said, why you didn't give him the water? I said, no, I can't let him drink out of my glass.
Oh, dear.
But
it is okay for him to pick up your garbage, but not to drink out of your glass. What a thing.
Anything. And next day again, the guy went back there and asked, must if he use the washroom? And she said, no.
Oh, dear.
And I spoke to her again. I said, why? He said, no, I can't allow them to come and sit on my toilet. I said, that's not good. When the guy begged the water and didn't get it, I called him. I said, come. I come inside, I take my water out man the fridge and I bring a glass, I bring the water out there and I give him a more drink and drink. Because those are the people that stop the virus second to the doctor, then the doctor second. And you see the people treat them like they are nothing.
Yes. In fact, there was a time when they were treated worse than this. when they just would be wearing whatever they felt like wearing on the truck. And I remember saying on this program, because it happened at the time when Mandela Highway was being developed to what it is now. And what's his name now? Works with TVJ. I don't know if I think he still works with TVJ. And he did a report on how the Chinese had people working on the road, and they were working in slippers, and they didn't have proper shoes and proper gear in terms of protective gear, etc., etc. And at the time, I remember saying on radio, but hold on there now. When did we figure out? When did we figure out that how come we didn't hear anybody long before now talking about how our garbage uh, uh, and sanitation workers, how they were being treated? How come? But because there are those who, for whatever reason, have a thing with the Chinese or about the Chinese. They jump on the Chinese and talk. Yes. And I'm saying, at the time I remember saying it, but hey, didn't you see what was happening before? Is this the first time that you're seeing people operating in a construction environment, road construction, and wearing slippers and not wearing proper shoes and don't have the proper uniform? Well, subsequent to that, I'm not saying that is because I raised it why it happened, but subsequent to that, I noticed that the sanitation workers have now been given uniforms. So they're supposed to wear their uniforms on these trucks going around picking up waste.
Yeah, but the next thing, Mr. Malcolm, with those people,
Uh-huh.
they stand at the back of the truck. Suppose one should feel tired and sleep off on that truck. There's nowhere for them to sit.
Yeah, that's the other thing that we have noticed. Mind you, there are those who love to be out there. They get a kick from being there, and I don't know, the breeze in their face or.
But suppose one get
Yes.
Anything, just feel sick or anything, and just
Yes.
can't hold on anymore. He's dead.
Yes. Yeah, that's another area, but I don't think it necessarily has to be so. It depends. I don't know the size. I think that's what they call it, the cab of the truck.
Yeah, should have a double cab that they're sitting there.
Yes. But that's perhaps something else to be looked at. But I think they enjoy hanging out on the truck, just like those on the buses. I don't know. I don't think it's a Jamaican thing, but people feel.
That's an Indian thing.
Yeah.
That's an India thing.
But India, they hang off on the trains in India, right. And on top of the trains.
And on top of it.
Oh my goodness! Well, and because the trains are are always full because of the population in India. They're not short of people. What's it now? 1.2 billion or more. Yeah.
I saw it out here on the UTC bus, and they have a meeting, political meeting up by stadium, and people were sitting on top of the bus, and I was wondering, where is the police?
Yeah, this is another issue that we have talked about over the years. Where it's okay once it's election time, it's like it's okay to hang off the buses. It's okay to have body protrusion. And it's okay to operate without helmets, etc. But once the election is over, we need to come together. We need more in our society. And I'm saying, what, are these the same people?
Yeah, I wonder if the police is really afraid of politicians to charge them. I don't know, because it looks like these police have no guts.
I think part of it too is not wanting to stir up or cause some kind of confrontation in that politically charged environment.
Well, we're gonna send you to a bush, send you in a bush because, sir.
Well, this is the thing. It shouldn't matter. Your task as a peace officer is to hold the peace, is to play your part in enforcing the laws, and not to turn a blind eye because, oh well, it's election time and everybody knows election time, so I don't know her. You get it, right? No, seriously. But
we think people, Jamaicans, should be able to write a letter to them MP or to any minister they want to write a letter to and post it free.
Yeah,
and they should reply.
Mm-hmm.
They should have respect.
Yeah, but it does make sense. You need to keep the lines of communication open between yourself as a representative of the people and the office, literally and figuratively, from which you serve your constituents, has to be open in terms of communication, in terms of interactions, engagements, etc. Otherwise, what you end up doing is isolating people. So you win, hip hip hooray, and you go about your business until the next election.
Yeah. I remember when.
Sorry, hold the line, please.
For any project, ABC Electrical Sales has all your electrical supplies at the best prices. 8 Hagley Park Road, Kingston, 7543714. The time by ABC Electrical Sales is
3:45.
Your taxes hold the key. Let's get digital. Get online this March 15. File and pay your final income tax to an estimated return for 2023. There are so many options. JamaicaTax.gov.jm, direct funds transfer, NCB online banking, and Scotia online and mobile app. Pay your taxes the digital way. All returns must be filed online and on time. Tax Administration Jamaica, changing the way we do business.
Monkeypox is in Jamaica. If you are experiencing fever, intense headache, muscle aches, and/or rash on the skin, you must isolate immediately and call ahead to your health center or doctor before visiting. All members of the public should wear a mask, frequently wash hands, and practice physical distancing. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Thanks for holding. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the Prime Minister said you can contact him online, and I tried to contact him online, and after I wrote what I wrote, and
when you say online, what method of communication did you apply?
You go on the website, and you can pull out whatever you want to and send it right away. And once I went on the website and do it, and when I press send, it's been for 2 days and go nowhere.
Spin for that means something must be wrong with the coordinates, some spelling might be off. I don't know. Might be a spelling. No.
Nothing was asked, Mr. Malcolm. I go back and I check and I cancel what I wrote. I say maybe I wrote so much and I do it the next day and the same thing happened.
And could it be that the system might have been
I don't know
overrun?
If the website was not working or whatever happened. But nothing at all go through to him. I live in our country and I have problem with the Minister of Long-Term Government, and I wrote a letter. I go to the wrong minister.
Minister of Long-Term Government?
Long-term health. Long-care health. I have problem with them, and I wrote a letter. I sent it to the wrong minister, and I receive a call from that minister that I sent the letter to the wrong minister, but he was going to forward it. And he forwarded it to the right minister, and that minister called me when he get the letter.
Very good.
And reply back to me with a letter too. But in Jamaica.
So what would be good to try and start a trend at that point is to then write a letter to the editor thanking that individual or using that individual as an example to say, this is what we need more of in Jamaica.
Well, you don't get that in Jamaica. That is what you get in Canada. There's no minister in Canada, prime minister, premier.
No, but you found one person, didn't you?
Not in Jamaica.
Oh, that wasn't in Jamaica that you told us about a while ago?
The only person who ever replied to me by a letter in Jamaica is PJ Patterson. No other prime minister. None.
What happened? You just sent him a letter off the cuff, or?
No, I came to Jamaica. I bring seven desktop television. Seven desktop TV. And
as a donation?
No, I bring them in. I said I was going to set up a training at my home that I can take some of the guys in my area off the street and teach them to fix computer.
Mm-hmm.
And when I go to the wharf to clear them, they charge me a lot of money.
Oh, so then you wrote the prime minister about it.
And he replied back and told me that I
Jamaica House?
No, where is
Customs?
Go down to
the wharf?
Down by the wharf, the east, and go down there and talk to some people about it, getting back some of the money that they charge me.
Mm-hmm.
He was the only one that replied back. I have wrote Mr. Honis. Oh, Mr. Honis doesn't even look on you and reply back and said I received or nothing at all.
Well, that means his office is not being run as it should then, because technically speaking, it's not the letters don't immediately go to the prime minister or the minister necessarily. What usually happens is that the minister or the prime minister has an assistant or a team of assistants, and they're really supposed to be able to deal with the mail and to sift through and to then, depending on the nature of each letter, depending on the substance, the content of each letter, they do it like how they do it in the hospitals, in a sense, like what they call triage. Yes, what they call triage, where you
a trail of command.
Yeah, and then you just keep rolling along. So you have a standard letter that says thank you for writing the prime minister, so and so and so, and then you move right along and you keep it moving and you keep going through those letters, because you never know. But usually there's a team or there's an office that is engaged in that kind of service.
I'm going to leave sometime to Vice of New York to come and make something, but I need Jamaica and the voters in Jamaica to get educated and to realize that when they vote for somebody, is that you're giving them. And when you need something back, they should always try to assist. So, Mr. Malcolm, have a great evening.
You too. Thank you for the call. Take care. Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Paro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Dervan.
Welcome. Fine, thanks. Hold on. Did you coordinated with the gentleman now coordinated with you? Because he was the one who said a while ago he's going to make some way for you. I don't know
how he knew that I was alive. That's amazing. Maybe the producer told him. I don't know. But anyhow.
No, the producer is shaking his head in the negative right now. Not at all.
Wow. Maybe he's got some devices I can see alive.
Anything is possible these days. Eh? Anyway, go ahead. You're on. Welcome.
Thanks. Little snow in New York, not sticking. Little chilly and wet snow. So thank God it's not sticking.
Okay.
Obviously, lots of it for the season. I can concur with the gentleman here from Canada. In Jamaica, politicians don't necessarily communicate with the people, especially with the commoners. Is that what they call them in England?
Lord, I would rather not use that term. But Charles James on Facebook, on YouTube says Jamaican politicians and businesses never respond to emails. They are unbelievably rude.
Yeah, man. I called. I spoke to the office of my congressman, which is Jeffrey. He's the leader of the minority in the Congress, and he called me back. But I didn't get the call. He left me a voicemail that he called me back. I haven't returned his call yet because but he called me back, and then that's his voice and the voicemail. So I don't know if his office had called me back and left it, but his voice was in the voicemail. So a lot of time I concur with my Congress, my when you call the office of my counselor, city counselor, they respond right away. They may not fix or they may call back and say I can't do it, or they haven't done it. They haven't done it in a timely fashion, but at least they respond back to you. In Jamaica, you don't really get that so often. Except what I could say, my local representative in Jamaica, which is Charles Sinclair, and let me give him a kudo. He always answers his call. I called him lately. He told me he was in a meeting or something. So I need to call him back on an issue. I want to know what's going on with the Montego Bay bypass.
That's a mayor?
No, man. He's my coach. He was a mayor at one time.
The former mayor.
He's a senator. He's a senator too.
Right.
He's a senator. So I called him. I was in there one time there, and I had no water in my and I called him. He answered the phone. And he got back to it right away. So let me give him Charles Sinclair some kudo on that. And I guess maybe in Jamaica, the councillor, they may are more proactive than the member of parliament because they're kind of busy in Kingston most of the time. But they need to get to people. They need to have. They need to
just serve the people.
Yes.
That's really why you were elected.
Town meeting. What about town hall meetings? Yes. Town hall meetings. Come and greet the people, right? And by the way, I hate to see these what do you call it? The offices and the member of parliament painting green or painting. That's very bad.
If they have to paint it, it should be in some neutral color or black, green, and gold.
There you go. And don't make the green huge, and because sometimes they'll do that. The black, green, and gold, and make the green one big green, right?
Yes.
But we should reframe from being positive when we in politics, when we dear Dervan, because they're gonna come out to answer. Because one time the PNP gonna go back in there, and guess what? They're gonna turn around to the same thing, right? And when we have this,
well, it's one Jamaica. Whatever state Jamaica is in right now, those who are in office has to deal with it. Whatever state Jamaica is in next week, next month, next year, next 2 years, and we have, for example, an election victory for the opposition, let's say, it's the same Jamaica they're going to have to manage. It's not they're not going to get a brand new economy, a different economy. They're not going to get all of a sudden docile, innocent, angelic people who don't shoot and don't kill and so on. It's the same Jamaica they're going to get. So it's always, it's really a test of management. That's really what it is. And Peter Drucker told us, the management guru told us a long time ago, that those who seek to lead but fail to manage will become either irrelevant or dangerous, not just to their organization, but to society. So we have, yes.
We always find ways to fight against each other.
Oh, yes.
Why is that?
The crab in the barrel syndrome, the Willie Lynch syndrome.
Willie Lynch syndrome, gotta be that, man. And we're talking about reparation, which don't get me wrong. We need some form of compensation to mitigate what happened to us so we can get out of this conundrum, right? But let me say this to you, Dervan. We have to look into ourselves. We can't be killing in little Jamaica for almost 1,500 people last year, right? We're talking about reparation. We can't start about jail fighting because I'm a PNP jail fee is like come on, we cannot do that. And we can't be doing that and talking about reparation. Okay, we have to look in ourselves first and see what we can do to help each other. Okay, and if I'm going to a community with a gun and I just kill somebody and kill you, I kill you and kill me, what are you doing? You're doing worse than what the slave master have done to us.
Well, that's what I've said over the years. I've said when you have this kind of situation, what has happened is that we have become the new slave masters. We are the ones. Yes, we have become the new slave masters, doing what the slave masters before them used to do.
Then, let me ask you, Dervan, when you talk about $1 trillion, let me ask a question. These are trillion. Are you talking about Jamaican money or international currency like the US currency?
Jamaican.
What are you talking about?
Jamaican.
Oh, Jamaican, okay.
Mm.
Okay, so what we're talking about? How much trillion are they talking about?
What's it? 1.027 trillion or something like that.
Okay, 1.27 trillion Jamaican dollar.
Jamaican dollars, yes.
That's what they feel sure because I just want to make sure here.
Hold a moment, please.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock.
Under the law. Know your rights and how the laws of Jamaica can help you defend those rights. Under the law.
Brought to you today by the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries. Grow smart, eat smart.
Farmers protect against the threat of predial larceny, maintain regular farming operations as best as possible. Move your animals to an area where they can be monitored on a regular basis. Lock away all farming equipment. Issue a receipt when you sell produce. And ensure your registration with the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, is up to date. If you see any suspicious activity on your farm, immediately contact your local police station or Crime Stop at 311. A safety message from the Predial Larceny Prevention Coordination Unit in the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries.
Nearly 3 hours without you and barely catch 2 dozen fish? This can't do nothing.
Not good, Marvin. Not good. What me going to tell my regular customer them this weekend?
What we are going to do, boss?
We have to just hope we have better luck tomorrow.
Me have a better idea than that. Still,
Let me hear it now.
Why we don't make a trip over to the fish sanctuary and see what we can catch over there, sir?
I joke out this thing now.
You see a smile on my face? It's business we are run, Jeff. We got bills to pay. And the gas for this boat no come cheap.
And your brilliant idea is that we go fish in the fish sanctuary. You're a genius.
Some said too.
You're a madman, Marvin.
Yeah, disrespect me now. Me put a good idea to you. And so you deal with me?
It's the stupidest suggestion I hear in a long time. You know why them have a fish sanctuary?
Nah.
To protect the fish in that area from people like me and you. So they can breed and give you more fishing in the long run. And you want us to go fish in the fish sanctuary. A jail business that, Marvin. We don't need that.
Well said, Jeff. For any person who fishes or attempts to fish in any area declared by the minister to be a fish sanctuary commits an offense and shall be liable on summary conviction before a parish judge to a fine not exceeding $3 million or to be imprisoned for a term not exceeding 2 years. On conviction or indictment in a circuit court, he shall be liable to a fine or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 2 years. That's how it is under the law.
Brought to you today by the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries. Grow smart, eat smart.
Join us Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6:45 and 8:55 a.m. and at 4 and 9:55 p.m. on Apollo 106 FM for Under the Law.
Join us for 5 exhilarating days of the most anticipated high school track and field sporting event, the Issa Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Athletics Championships, live on OneSpotMedia.com pay-per-view. March 28th to April 1, 2023. Purchase your early bird season pass by March 3 for only US $27.99, or the early bird season pass by March 17 for US $30.99. Simply log in to OneSpot Media, select the pay-per-view tab, and buy your ticket. You may also download the OneSpot Media app and watch on the go. Purchase your pay-per-view ticket today.
Que ahora es en español, son las 4:04. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:04. 现在地点了4点04分. 4 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Checking in with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Thanks for holding.
Yeah, Dervan. So I was asking you if you're sure in 1 trillion Jamaican that they're talking about. 1.something trillion.
That's my information, yes.
All right, so let me ask a question. So $1 trillion, let's just use 1 trillion as a mathematical reason. So if we were to receive 1 trillion tomorrow morning, then that means everybody in Jamaica will get roughly $2,300, make it $2,400. We're on top of $2,300 they'll get. How long do you think that will last in Jamaica? How long do you think that lasts in Dervan?
For as long as those who have been gifted with the funds determine that they want to use those funds.
Make a guess.
Tell us.
I don't think it will last a year.
Oh.
And we'll go right back into the system where it's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Because we take it by everything that throws at us that we don't produce.
Yeah, it's pretty natural and normal for consumers. If the consumers have money, consumers will spend.
Right.
Whether it's a lot of money or a little bit of money.
Right. So let's examine this thing. First of all, it's not going to happen. $1 trillion, we're not going to get $1 trillion. I don't know. I don't think when it comes to that, I don't know. It's like we're going up. $1 trillion Jamaican dollar is not a lot of money per se. It's about $6.5 billion US dollars. It's a lot of money, yes, but no one in the world is going to give us that money unless if let me know if we plan to do some, I don't know, but let's not, I don't know. I'm for this. I think we should be talking about things that can get us out of this quagmire. For example, education. I think that every youth, first of all, we should get money, or should lobby to get money to upgrade all those schools in Jamaica, because education is like key. If people are not educated, they're just not going nowhere. You can get all the money you want, you're not educated, you're not going nowhere. Same thing in the US here. Yeah. You get all the money you want, you're not educated, you're not going nowhere. So I think we should get money to be trying to lobby US, England, these countries that were part of the slave trade to get us the education.
How come nobody has said Spain? People always look to England and the US.
France.
Yes.
Okay, right. That's okay, fine. But get them to give us money for to upgrade all those schools in Jamaica. And we're not talking about maybe a couple hundred $1 million. Okay? And then I think that any child that passed certain amount, in other words, if it passed a certain
age?
It's not age, but if you go in high school, pass to go into college, should be able to attend any college in the Western world, in England, US, for free. You should come for free and get your education. Want to keep up a certain grade level. Okay. Same thing. We should get money for UWI. all the universities in Jamaica so that we can give children a very, very, very low, I think not free, but very reasonable, lower cost and average than the populace. And in other words, give them a steep discount. That means they don't have no excuse not to attend. Okay, once keep a certain grade level.
Of course, when you make these declarations, it wouldn't hurt to say all things being well, or all things considered, or ceteris paribus. Yes.
So like what? Like what? Like
in other words, there's an assumption that you have to make in order to come to a position where you say you're going to do this and you're going to do that. When if we're going to do this or that, there are always going to be certain elements and characteristics that we have to be mindful of, because we don't live in a perfect world.
Well, again, I would expect these countries to put aside money for these things. So, and again, I mean, we know that it's not going to be, overnight a large amount or a huge amount, I should say, of people who are going to be able to qualify for these things. But once you qualify for these things, you should be able to get a scholarship or get some form of assistance because of the history that you have been through.
Yes.
So that's one. Education, that's one. Healthcare. If you're not healthy, you can't prosper. You have to have a healthy nation. So we should lobby for money for our healthcare services, right? Infrastructure again. If you don't have good infrastructure, you can't prosper. Proper housing. At least to me, I don't know. I think when we're lobbying for these things, I think you probably have a better chance of going places than say we need $1 trillion. I don't know. If anybody out there think I'm wrong, let me know if I'm wrong. But you lobby and say, you know what? There are a lot of people in Jamaica living in substandard housing, poor water. Water, for example, if you can get probably 120 million from XYZ government to make sure that
I don't know about poor water. Jamaican water is an award-winning water. I don't know if you know that.
I'm talking about infrastructure. I mean, the Jamaica infrastructure, a lot of people don't have running water, especially in the rural part of Jamaica.
Sure, that is known.
Right, so that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the water quality. I'm talking about the water infrastructure. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So, proper housing, proper water, right? Put money into hospitals. Like I said, schools already. Give scholarships as money, money for scholarship that almost anyone who wants to attend university anywhere in the world can do it, especially in US, England, or wherever, as you said, France, all those countries that were the engine of slavery. Okay, I think if we lobby for these things, I think we're better off than talk about $1 trillion or whatever. That's my opinion. Anybody can come in and let me know if I'm wrong. I think I'm wrong. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks as usual for your input.
Yeah, and take care. All right,
you too. Bye-bye. Your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yes, man. Long time. I think you're here the first time.
Indeed. Good to have you. How's the weather in Mandeville, Manchester?
Nice. Lovely.
Good. Is it raining at all? Has it rained?
No, sir.
Oh.
We tried to look at it, man, but no, sir. It's not there. We have got to do some rain dance.
Well, I drove through some rain this afternoon in driving through West Rural St. Andrew. They got some rain this afternoon.
Okay. Yeah, man. Remember the whole place like Elijah? At the rain dance like England. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You're opening you're a poem there. One ship goes.
Your favorite poem, yes.
A talking about in the 50s, you know. I remember that part of that poem. And that poem, we used to go to Alligator Pond to watch boat race. When the men in no engine, just canoe and paddling, and we watch the men just up in their white suit and go way out. And they mark, they have some boy or something. What is the name of it? The thing that they mark the distance that they go out. And then they row the boat come back in. Just row and people have all kind of fun. Long time before the what you was born.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you something, man. So I was sitting and watch. And I remember that poem. And I watched the ship, the ship. I mean, the cannon having sailed and man, and then gone. That means then gone back to China and said. And so I go that way. And I just remember the poem. One ship goes east, another west. By the self-same winds that blow. It is set up the sail, and not the gale that determines the way they go.
Mm-hmm.
I go so practical. And I figure that the person who made that poem read on the t-shirt, they said, I watch it. You know, in my childish eyes, it didn't take no time for me to comprehend and understand what the man was saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then
The sound is, the audio is fading. I'm not sure why. That's much better now. Much better now.
Okay. Yeah, man, I was saying that it was too hard for us as children to make up our mind and understand the movement of the wind there.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you something. And then at that time, in the 50s there, the same Alligator Pond beach there. Let me tell you something, man. You see, when the men go out, they have a net. And you see the fish just jumping up in the net, jumping up. And then they ask us children how to help them to pull in the net. But it wasn't for vibration right there. At that time, where the earth was young. And if you want to see good fish, I nowadays, I don't think we could find one good fish in the seaside, in the shore in Jamaica. And then the smaller fishes now, the smaller ones now, they just give it to us. And we have firewood right here, so. And we would just, make up our fires, man, and roast the fish right here, so. And then we just dip them in the salt water. But those were fun, you know. Those were fun.
Indeed. Sorry, did we take the break already? No, hold on, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
16 minutes past 4 o'clock.
Strongback tonic wine is made with 100% natural Jamaican blends of herbs and spices formulated to strengthen the back, settle the nerves, and enhance your sexual performance. Strongback tonic wine is available in all major supermarkets and wholesale island-wide. For more information, you can call us 876-749-1286, 876-667-0489, or visit us at 53 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. Strongback tonic wine. Straighten your back to make the attack.
The Jamaica Agricultural Commodities Regulatory Authority, JACRA, is responsible for licensing, certification, cess administration, and the provision of training and advisory services to farmers and other key stakeholders, as it regulates coffee, cocoa, coconut, and the spices including pimento, nutmeg, ginger, and turmeric. We own the Jamaica Blue Mountain and Jamaica High Mountain coffee trademarks. Please call us at 876-758-1259 or email legal@jacra.org.
Join Althea McKenzie during Farm Talk every second Tuesday of each month at 6:18 a.m. for a special feature that provides useful information on the Jamaica Agricultural Commodities Regulatory Authority, JACRA, and the role they play in Jamaica's agricultural sector. This feature is brought to you by the Jamaica Agricultural Commodities Regulatory Authority, JACRA, 1 Willie Henry Drive, Kingston. That's the JACRA special feature every second Tuesday at 6:18 a.m. during Farm Talk with Alfie McKenzie, right here on Power 106 FM.
One step at a time, buried in the hill. If the bad guys don't get you paid, then the good guys will.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 4:18. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:18. 现在地点了4点19分. Time just changed from 18 past to 19 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you done your homework yet? If not, now is a good time. Good afternoon to all the schoolers listening to us, all the students from the early childhood level to the secondary level. Trust you had a productive day of learning today. Hope you also managed to get in some physical activity, just as important as mental activity. As we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable. Education makes you trainable. Training makes you employable, and the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. Let's clear a couple of messages as well. Joan in Bermuda says, good afternoon, Sir D. Salah was 100% out of order. Keep up your great work. You're very kind. Joan in Bermuda, hello to you and your husband Willard and your daughter Roxy and your granddaughter Amira. All the best. Valerie Thompson says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Blessings, sir. To you too. Cherry Henry, good afternoon. Inez Ayona Camblin, Bridgeport, Connecticut says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and viewers. Getting a bit of snow. Wishing it was over already. And let's go back to the phone lines. 876-224-112-5. Hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yes, Dervan.
Oh, thanks for holding. Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah, man. So, in those times, when the fishermen on the beach there, when the smaller fish, we were encouraged to put them back in the sea. We got some, but they were encouraged to add some green in the 50s to put back the small ones in the sea. And not to consume them. But nowadays, how they make these nets now and these fish fat, they make them so small. So even little grub, little they call them quality fish, and I forgot what the name of the other one. They just scrape up every little thing. So I don't know what's going to happen to this nation. Worldwide now. So much about the canoes and the boats and the way of life. Now, when we used to go to those places, you know, there's a time when a part of poetry, they used to call it Tengad Hill. What that means?
Tengad Hill.
Yes, that means Tengad Hill.
I know.
But it was so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And a part of it, that the people, when you reach them, you say, you thank God, so you come to the call it Tengad Hill.
Mm-hmm.
I remember once, I was asked to write a composition on how we spend your summer holiday.
Yes.
So I wrote how we came down Tengad Hill, that I had stuck with seatboard on a bus.
Mm-hmm.
I stand on a seatboard sometimes and view the place when I was there. Anyway, so I wrote this composition and I said, when we pass through Tengad Hill. So one teacher quarreled and said, you man, you will take first to make a local and you talk about Tengad Hill. So the teacher said, no, it's a little you call the place. I mean, thank God, yes, but at the same time, it's what the young man heard, so make him write it because he can do otherwise. Anyway, I like to think about my area now. You know this song? I got to move, I got to find me a quiet place.
Oh.
I got to move. And say the man next door make noise and what have you. Well, where I'm living now, there's one man who have the man with him. They're building some, go and making some houses. 20 subdivision and one is more land. And make me tell you, Dervan. They have some trucks. Pretty nice. And the horn. And I'm asking, what happened? And the speed. I don't know what. You see what this? I'm living here right here, from 1975. I see what this myself and others want to do some demonstration about the place. You see, we hear it. We can't tolerate the noise, man. And these trucks, they put on the engine brake, going up the hill and coming down.
Well, those are what? The ones with the air brakes?
Yeah, the air brakes. It's what we call it, engine brakes.
Oh.
It assists the truck. But you have to use so much brake shoe while coming on the hill because the engine can become a garmentizer. Not a produce of power, but it absorbs the power. So the whole body truck, you apply the service brakes because I can't always get up. It's really good on some trucks. I mean, you don't have to apply the service brake coming down the incline. But the man, you have some guys who say, them big truck unless have an engine brake. That's what they do, And I don't know, they do the same thing in where you live in Kingston, and the bike.
Yeah, but much less now since the new regulations and a bit of enforcement or additional enforcement. They're not as wild as they used to be.
And for the construction, man, let me tell you something. If it was the same alone, even by them, but if it has some heavy equipment and backhoe and arcade equipment and these trailers. And we say the noise. So we have to move, man. We have to move. We have to fire quite possible.
Yeah.
And they will do some this other thing. The police won't like you forever. But yeah, we can do better. I grew up when I black the weapon. And then now, in the subdivision now, we used to have 30 miles an hour. So somebody take on the sign, and for more than 15 years, more than 20 years now, nobody put it back. Talk to the first council retired. So then, it is.
So the question of representation or lack thereof comes in once again. There are people who have been elected to serve and failing to fulfill their obligations.
Yeah, man. And last thing, and there are some roads in some part of the road, not everywhere. You have to, you say if you come, they go left, they go right, they don't still have to catch the road with the cars, because they don't want to go in the rut, which you can't blame them. But at the same time, you have to, if they drive carefully, they take time one, you have a trap in the road, in the road, like that. Because it mash up the car. But you can't take time one, then if one coming down and one going up, one, that will stop. When I stop, all the way and make that one negotiate the rest and pass through the road. But it's not easy. So sometimes you have citizens get little mall and put my money in the glass for a couple of weeks. But as you know, it's a wash out after that. But
yeah.
Man, it's a nice place, but we tell you so. And since that's late, we have 1 and 2 little idiots. I try to do wrong things with people and work on bad things, make the place look like one time they say, well, that's not hot up man be too quiet. So come on, become hot up man. You see, well, anyway, so much for the season.
I hear and understand the frustration. We trust that you perhaps your expressions this afternoon would have touched someone somewhere. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much for the call, and all the very best. Take care. Your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices. Oh dear, we have been neglecting those on WhatsApp for a little while now, and those are overflowing. Let's see how many of those messages we can take at this time. 876-922-4112-5 are the numbers to call. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well, 876-365-3346. There's more after the break. One step at a time. Polarity Hill. If the bad guys don't get you, baby, then the good guys will. With angels on the
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30. It's riveting, thought-provoking, and interesting. It's the morning agenda on Power 106 FM. Weekdays, 7:15 to 9 a.m. Join Jody and Quarry on Mondays and Tuesdays, and Sanjay Lewis on Wednesdays and Thursdays, while they alternate on Fridays, as they set your agenda and break down the issues, and keep you informed on what matters to you most. It's the morning agenda on Power 106 FM. Weekdays, 7:15 to 9 a.m. only on Power 106 FM.
When it all comes down,
and the buzzards and the hawks, and the judges and the mob circle round.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 5:29. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5:29. 现在几点了？5点加29分。29 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Thanks for holding. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Mr. Malcolm, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is Richard, man.
Yes, Richard. Welcome.
I did not get a chance to call you on International Women Day because there's 3 women in Jamaica that I want to pick up that day. Because Alja Mackenzie is one of them. It's Paula Llewellyn and Navet Grant, you know. Those are 3 ladies that have impacted me, you know. So the thing that I call you about, in the Port and Toll Clinic, a couple of years ago I went there and I did not like the service that was offered to the people. And I get busy and I wrote to the minister. I wrote to the health department also. And I wrote to the Ministry of Health also. And I called the Northeast Regional Authority and make my disappointment known. I wrote to my MP and said, you need to get involved. I'm not telling you to tell them how to run the place, but have me with them so best can accommodate better service for the people. Because I went there and I see people waited there from 6 o'clock. On one side, they don't see the doctors there. I went there for the past about 3 weeks ago and I was totally impressed with the improvement. People don't have to wait that long to see the doctor anymore. And the pharmacy has improved significantly. I have spoken to the health fund about putting in survey at the pharmacy that they can get a feedback of what people are encountering. And they did that, and I'm very pleased. This is one of the reasons why I'm picking up the workers there to say they have taken the challenge and to ensure that people can get better service.
That's encouraging news.
Yes, sir. When you think you go to the center for the hospital and you have to wait long every time, it makes it more frustrating, you know?
Yes.
So I just want to laud them up for understanding that faster service, better service will help people to feel more better and more satisfied with the service they get.
We're happy to provide a platform to afford you the opportunity to share your thoughts with us as usual, Richard. Thank you.
Yes. Thanks very much.
It's been a pleasure.
Malcolm, and my respect, sir.
Thank you. Likewise. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Tons of messages to go through, plus we have a couple of calls as well on our WhatsApp line. One that got through and the other one not yet. But let's quickly go through a couple of these. This one says, "Good day. Chicago was Obama town and he did nothing for the city. I am moving away from..." Okay. And all right. So this is Patrick. Well, Patrick, you know where to take your concern. Over to you. Let's go to the next message here. This country is so backward, and I'm glad that the people in the diaspora shed some light on how first world country parliamentarians treat their citizens. No wonder the JLP got 21% and PNP got 16%. And the last part of this message, Sir Malcolm, the man in Mandeville who spoke about the building of houses and the noise by trucks with engine brakes, is so selfish. He has his house and the government is providing houses for others, so he can just bear the discomfort. And another message, this one from Cuban in Georgia, saying, "Good afternoon, Sir Malcolm. How are something or another going to get Jamaica ganja industry up out the ground in order to propel Jamaica to the front of the line and young people getting a livable wage, fixing our schools, agriculture, roads, fixing our stadium, creating more open spaces, putting in parks and markets, and making our water system affordable and sustainable, along with the transportation system, so our citizens can travel in comfort and dignity once again. Sir Malcolm, I believe in town hall meetings, not the violence campaign we see both political parties engage in, with the people having no say at these events. I think town hall meetings are best for our community so citizens can participate in the process and voice their concerns and opinions to the parties and get a better understanding of the plans for the future of the constituency." That's Cuban in Georgia again. And this one from Spider. Spider says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. If some of these politicians don't care what people may say, how on God's earth could Mr. Mackenzie allow his name to be put on a road where about 85% of the people who live there don't know Mr. Mackenzie? You want to tell me when the idea comes up or came up, he couldn't say, no, I can't accept it because it's not going to look good," says Spider. Another one, "Mr. Malcolm, can you play the song for me in Spanish? ABBA, Knowing Me, Knowing You, on a bigger budget garden at the Golden Loaf Bakery in Pastry Department," from Richard. Well, Richard got in a call a while ago. Not sure we'll be able to find that song for you now, Richard. David Crosburn says, "Greetings, Dervan. Since mid-February, India's population has overtaken China and now stands at 1.48 billion. David, thank you very much, David, for the updated census number. And let's go down the line here. This one says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Why there is no respect for the poor in Jamaica? I think this is from the same listener earlier on, the gentleman, is it? Let's see. Why there is no respect for the poor in Jamaica. The poor are not seen as anything by politicians until politicians are looking for work, and after they abandon them until their employment is up for renewal. I think this is the same gentleman who had messaged us earlier on, or had called us earlier on. Mr. Robinson did call earlier on to, let me see. He says, good afternoon, Dervan. How can I, as a citizen who have to buy water from a truck, be certain that the water is from a good source and is potable? We are asked to ensure it is potable, but how can I please help? Do you know the people? Have you been in touch with anybody from the trucking company or the source of the water who you could trust or confide in not to sell you water less than potable? And this is where a few years ago, before one of the last 2 or 3 elections, I was saying, and I'm still saying, there are opportunities for decent, law-abiding Jamaicans who are caring, loving, and understanding, that there be established some kind of enterprise where these able-bodied individuals are able, again, remember, they have to be checked. They have to do background checks. They would have to do background checks. And also, each of them must produce a police record. And then we employ this pool of young people to play their part in service to members of the disabled community, those who are blind or otherwise visually impaired, those who are hard of hearing or deaf, and so on and so forth. Those who have challenges moving around and so on. We need a core of people who can assist, so that once a member of the disabled community comes in contact with one of the members of this core of people, they can relax, they can feel a sense of hope and expectation, because these people are not going to do them any harm. So we need a core of people like that, so that people like Mr. Robinson in St. Thomas will be able to invest confidence in any member of this core of support staff, this core of volunteers, to be able to confirm whether the water is potable or not. It's something that we hope will manifest sooner than later. But we need that kind of support for people who are disabled or otherwise challenged. Otherwise, people take advantage of them. Some evil people among us take advantage of them. This one says, Dervan, I hope you stay unbiased and continue to keep your program clean. That's very kind of you to say. Thank you very much. Veral, formerly of Alberta, Canada, now in Jamaica more than anything else, says, blessings, Mr. Malcolm. Keep up the good work, listening from sweet Jamaica. Thank you very much, Veral. Ren Mendez, RM, says, Mr. Malcolm, why do you entertain these people? You mentioned numerous times that he should direct his issues to the program host. I think this was for Salah. That is indeed the correct procedure. Makes for very poor listening. Why is he on this platform beefing about someone else? So that message for Salah. And we have a message from Driver in America who says, greetings, Brother Dervan. Please ask your caller to state how much of the reparation funds, if they were actually awarded, does he think the local agents in charge of distribution to we the people would actually make it into our pockets? Thank you. And Driver, I think, is holding on to speak with us on air as well. Beresford says, the presence of a good amount of dietary fiber in millets works well to improve the digestive system function. It combats constipation, flatulence, bloating, cramping, regularizes the bowel function, and improves the overall health of other vital organs like liver, kidney, and boosts the immune system. And this is because this is the International Year of Millets, and every afternoon we share the information. Beresford has decided to do some research on the subject and shared what he found. Thank you, Beresford. Michael in Belle Plaine, Clarendon, good afternoon to you. He says, good afternoon, teacher, to you and your listeners. I'm here listening to good work, which you always educate the nation. Keep up your good work, teacher. You are one in a million. Safe. Keep safe. You're very kind. And Franklin McDonald in Guelph, Canada, says, Dervan, here is a piece of trivia. Do you realize that the Blue Mountain Coffee Festival is not being held in the Blue Mountains? It is being held in the Port Royal Mountains, since Newcastle is in the Port Royal Mountain Range, not the Blue Mountain Range. Oops. What a thing. Trust Franklin McDonald to find that out. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45.
Dr. Jackie Campbell is on call this and every Wednesday evening at 8 with Powering Your Health. Powering Your Health is Power 106 FM's flagship program.
Good afternoon, Driver. We're trying to come to you before the end of the program. We have a load of messages we're trying to clear.
Power Your Health. You can reach the show anytime by calling 876-922-4115.
Hello, not hearing you.
Or by sending a text or WhatsApp message to 876-279-8598.
Okay, I'm hearing you now. Hearing you. Yes.
Brought to you by
Benson Pharmacy. Gonna bring you on shortly. One moment, please.
Dental. That's Powering Your Health. Powerful health and wellness discussion and interaction. This and every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Only on Power 106 FM.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 5 menos 14. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5 heures moins 14. 现在几点了？5点加14分. 14 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned into both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? Continuing with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaner's website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. And this one says, Dervan, Minister Mackenzie said that nobody should buy water from trucks and they should get the number from the truck and call him directly. Thanks for that reminder. You know, I actually heard that. I don't know why that information didn't come to me at the time when you asked the question, because I think I was watching the news or listening. But part of the problem sometimes is when we try to multitask, which the experts tell us that there's no such thing, because you can't be focusing on multiple things at the same time. But thank you very much. Water leak, and there's a massive leak at 3 miles close to Majestic Gardens from last week. That's a water leak. All right, let's see if we can pass that on to the Water Commission. And Howie says, good afternoon, teacher. What is the name of the theme song today? It's called what's it called again? The theme song for today is The Big Ones Getaway. The Big Ones Get Away by Buffy Saint Marie. That's it. That's a theme song, Howie. The Big Ones Get Away by Buffy Saint Marie. Let's go to the driver on our WhatsApp number, same as the text line, 876-365-3346. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yes, brother Dervan. How is everything?
We're fine, thanks. And you?
I'm good, thank you. Good, thank you. Yes, brother Dervan. Quickly. Okay, the underlying thing, a lot of what you've been speaking about is thinking is something that you usually, when you ask what is integrity, and it is what we do when no one is looking, you always say, right?
Yes.
And that is
sorry, I'm getting a lot of noise and a lot of background noise. Are you able to help us to minimize all that noise, please?
Unfortunately, brother Dervan, I'm climbing one of the most treacherous mountain ranges in this Cabbage Patch in Oregon, so the truck falling out. Sorry about that noise.
Okay.
But, are you able to tolerate the problem? I just like to say.
Go ahead, I'm hearing you.
Yeah, integrity, and that is the issue. If we're going to buy water, which Mr. Mackenzie said no, Honorable Minister said no, but it's the same thing like with the road taxi and the Juta bus. Can we wait for the buses to come like you call them from Port Bus at 3 hours, the Nagahead bus and all the buses and stuff, or you're going to jump in? You understand what I mean, my brother?
Yes.
That is the issue facing a lot of the people, and in terms of really for the government water truck to come, you might die of thirst. Unfortunately, our distribution is not up to the point where we can make such a statement and be real about it. Nonetheless, as you said, we have to depend on who is going to sell us the water. Can somebody vouch for them? And with all the police report and this and that, everything is for sale in Jamaica, unfortunately. So, integrity in so many things, in distribution, like I said with my question now, you're going to get the reparation money and everything. So, integrity becomes an issue, and it is the overarching issue. And the reason I bring that up, there's this next show that was going to go on at the National Arena in December, the Well Encounter. It's a religious show, and I was so excited. I bought the Ultra VIP ticket, they call it. Promise you're going to sit on the field at National, you're going to sit out there, a National Arena, White Glove service, VIP park and everything. I was coming for Satan, man. We're going to show him something. Nonetheless, the show was postponed.
Uh-oh.
Yes, so it's scheduled now to take place at Sabina Park on March 18th. But in January, they indicated with the postponement that it would be scheduled for a later date, or if you desire, you could get a refund, which is what I opted for because I won't be there, whichever. I don't even know what date it would be, and most likely I wouldn't be there. So I opted for the refund from way back when. And I've been sending message to Well Encounter, Spur.com, big show. And someone was saying people don't respond to you in Jamaica. You know what I mean? Now, a show of, as they advertising of that caliber, I would anticipate that, they would have a staff that would be, and, I'm bringing it on your program because I don't think I was the only one, other members from the diaspora coming in at that time, and the show advertised as it was, might have also purchased tickets online. And,
yes, I think I was in a conversation earlier this afternoon with a team member here at Power 106 who was trying to arrange for us to do an interview about that same event to be held at Sabina Park. So,
tell them to address the refunds, those who bought tickets in December and are unable to make it. Their communique with us back in January was...
Have they said why? Have they said why the event has had to be postponed?
I don't know. They moved it from one venue, and then I heard it was going to go to stadium, and then eventually it is going to be at Savannah Park on March 18th.
Right.
But I'm sure I am not the only person in this position requesting a refund because we cannot make it because the original date was changed, and spending good money that we don't exactly have to dash away. At least a response. Like you said,
well, if I get the opportunity to interview the representative from that organization, I'll be sure to put a question or two to them with respect to how they have managed.
Refunds, because they gave us that choice, a refund or wait until the date was announced. And they emailed me that it was canceled, but since then I haven't heard anything from them. And I've been responding to them via email time and time again with no response. And I don't think that, too much of that going on in Jamaica, man. Especially if you're not home,
Yeah. All right, we will, as I said, if we do get an opportunity to interview, I think we're supposed to there's an interview to be scheduled with a representative from the organization. So we'll use the opportunity to find it. Yes. Yes.
Quickly, like your caller from Canada was saying, and once in New York always, because you see the politicians here, they don't have anybody who's sitting on born Democrat, let Democrat, born Republican, let Republican. They know they have to work for the votes. But I just see so many people that call the radio station from morning till night. They wear this color shirt or that color shirt or this color dress or that color dress. And when you have politicians, no, it's like that. They don't have to do any work. Am I lying, sir?
No, you're spot on. We make it easier for them.
And another thing, Sean was talking about the bad word. As a youth growing up, that was shunned. That was shunned. People don't come out in public, because you had a populace that didn't go for that kind of thing.
Yes.
But over time, because the politicians, after a certain period in our history, when they realized that, they know how to work for votes. This place is that place is that. They used to curse my brother because they say, you vote for this one, you vote for that, because he voted on the issues.
Mm-hmm. That's how it's supposed to be.
Exactly, sir. So, when our politics became, you cheering for that team, I cheering for this team, that's where the whole thing went down. The whole system, because they realized a certain sector of, which is why a lot of people didn't vote, because a certain sector of the society is here, ready for the payout, ready to rub up in the shirt or whatever, both parties, and that is who they know they can ring the bell or blow the horn and they'll come running. Whereas the more intellectual, the people who are going to look at the issues, who are going to look at who they're voting for, they don't really go for those, which is why you have the behavior, because they know if they cry out against the man riding on top of the bus and stuff like that and that, police start drawing on, but those will be votes.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why appealing to the lesser angels among us has allowed our society to become the way it is. With them, anything goes, and the crash behavior and everything and stuff like that you were speaking about, because the government allowed it, because those are the voters, the people who want something.
Yeah.
That is my analysis of the situation right there.
Well, we thank you very much as usual for your input. Please continue to be safe on those treacherous roadways.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I want to give praises. The weather up here, not snowing tonight.
Okay.
The other night when I was coming, it was but that was good. That was dreadful. But nonetheless, give praises to God. It is a good day. And
indeed.
All the best to you and your listeners.
Same to you. Thank you. All the best. Bye-bye.
All right, sir.
Bye. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Tuesday, the 14th of March, 2023. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on, nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Take care.
And the rolling way, and the game that hooks you, might have been once get away.
You're listening to 101.6
Bye.
FM. The time is now
5 o'clock.
news, comprehensive, powerful.